Welcome back to the EPA 608 Type Y training series. Today, we're diving into recovery and service equipment, the essential tools every certified tech must master. Let's test your knowledge with 10 real-world questions. Question 1. What does the compressor actually compress inside a refrigeration cycle? A. High-pressure vapor. B. Low-pressure, low-temperature vapor. C. Liquid refrigerant. D. Hot vapor. The compressor never compresses liquid. It must receive 100% vapor from the evaporator. This vapor is at low pressure and low temperature because it just absorbed heat indoors. When the compressor compresses this vapor, the pressure and temperature both increase sharply. That high-pressure vapor then enters the condenser, where it releases heat outdoors. If liquid ever enters the compressor, it causes liquid slugging, which can destroy the valves and pistons. So the correct answer is B. Good start. Now let's move to how the system actually removes heat from a space. Question 2. How does the refrigeration cycle remove heat from a building? A. Cooling the air directly. B. Refrigerant absorbs heat and moves it outside. C. Cold liquid refrigerant cools the air. D. Air instantly drops in temperature. Air conditioning is really heat relocation, not cold production. Inside the evaporator, refrigerant boils at a very low temperature. While boiling, it absorbs heat from indoor air. This warm vapor then travels to the condenser outside. The condenser rejects the captured heat to the outdoor air as the vapor condenses back into a liquid. This continuous cycle of absorbing heat indoors and releasing heat outdoors is what we call cooling. The room becomes cooler only because heat has been removed, not because cold is added. So the correct answer is B. Nice work. Now let's test your gauge knowledge, something every technician must be fluent in. Question 3. What does the blue compound gauge measure? A. Yellow, vacuum. B. Green, temp, pressure. C. Blue, low pressure plus vacuum. D. Red, high pressure. The correct answer is C. Explanation. The blue gauge is always connected to the low pressure side of the system, the suction line. It measures both positive pressure, PSI, and vacuum, inches of mercury. This is critical during evacuation, charging, leak testing, and verifying evaporator performance. Because the evaporator operates at lower pressures and sometimes below atmospheric pressure, only the compound gauge is designed to show both vacuum and positive readings. Let's stay on gauges, now the high pressure side. Question 4. Which color identifies the high pressure gauge? A. Blue, high side. B. Yellow, service. C. Red, discharge pressure. D. Green, recovery. The correct answer is C. Explanation. The red gauge is used exclusively on the high side, which includes the compressor discharge line and the condenser. This part of the system operates at much higher pressures because the refrigerant must condense back into a liquid while rejecting heat outdoors. The red gauge helps you monitor head pressure, identify airflow problems, condenser blockages, non-condensables, and verify proper charge. A rising high side pressure is usually a sign of condenser inefficiency or system overcharge. Great. Now let's talk about the yellow service hose, the gateway for charging, recovery, and vacuum. Question 5. What is the center yellow hose used for? A. Blue, recovery. B. Yellow, recovery, vacuum, charging. C. Red, vacuum only. D. Green, evacuation. The yellow hose is the service port of the manifold. It doesn't measure pressure. Instead, it connects to critical external tools, recovery machines, vacuum pumps, or refrigerant cylinders. When recovering refrigerant, The yellow hose carries the refrigerant out of the system. During evacuation, it connects to the vacuum pump. And during charging, it's used to add liquid or vapor refrigerant. Without the yellow hose, technicians cannot safely or legally service a system. So the correct answer is B. Next, let's check your understanding of refrigerant blends, especially leakage behavior. Question 6. Do components of a ternary blend leak at the same rate? A. Yes, same rate. B. No. Different vapor pressures cause different leak rates. C. They never leak. D. Blends have identical vapor pressure. The correct answer is B. Explanation. Ternary blends contain 3 refrigerants with different vapor pressures. During a leak, the component with the highest vapor pressure escapes first. This changes the blend's composition, a process called fractionation. Once fractionation occurs, topping off is not allowed because the refrigerant inside the system is no longer the original certified mixture. Technicians must fully recover, evacuate, and recharge with a fresh blend. Using a fractionated blend can cause poor cooling, incorrect pressures, and compressor damage. Final question. Refrigerant migration in the compressor. Question 7. Can refrigerant migrate into a compressor's crankcase when the system is off? A. Stays in evaporator. B. Refrigerant always vaporizes. C. Yes, it migrates to coldest, lowest point. D. Only oil moves. When the system is off, refrigerant naturally moves toward the coldest and lowest part of the system, usually the compressor crankcase. There, it condenses and mixes with the oil. On startup, the sudden boiling of that refrigerant causes foaming or even liquid slugging, slamming incompressible liquid into the pistons. This is why many systems use crankcase heaters. Keeping the oil warm prevents refrigerant from condensing inside. Proper prevention of migration protects the compressor from catastrophic failure. So, the correct answer is C. Great job! These 7 questions cover the most test-relevant concepts inside the refrigeration cycle. Mastering these fundamentals is essential for passing EPA 608 and becoming a safe, knowledgeable technician. For more guided lessons and AI-powered practice, continue learning with TruePrep AI Tutor.